Yes. All right, so today we're going to talk about AI, and I want to talk about how AI specifically is going to impact SEO. I see we have a small but mighty group here today. So I'm going to share my screen, jump into some slides, and if we have some questions, we'll do a Q&A section so that you guys can ask your questions. So can everybody see these slides?
Yes.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, sweet. So I think I know most of you, but my name is Alex Zinni. I'm the CEO of AlphaKey Digital, and really excited to dive into this AI, talk about some tools and how specifically it's going to affect your SEO and the search results in Google and Bing, in voice messaging, voice to text search. There's so many different ways that AI is influencing things. I'm sure everybody has been inundated and bombarded by all of these things. But the future of AI when it comes to SEO is evolving rapidly, and we're still in a period of learning and research. But over the past year and specifically, we've used a lot of tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Bard with Bing, and to see how we could create content for search engines, like Google and Bing, and use it more sophisticatedly to use the machine learning models. And it really is going to be driving results in the future. So today, what we're going to talk about, are just some practical tools that we use and some of the reasons why we use them and what it's going to look like, in the future, and really just kind of learn about how, AI is shaping search engine algorithms and what it's going to mean for SEO experts and people who use SEO as their backbone of their digital strategy, and then also ethical things to consider as well. These AI tools can be used in a lot of variety of manners, and not all of them are necessarily ethical. And I think it's important that we talk about that and have that, transparent in terms of how we use these tools. So, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop them in the chat or write them down, and I'll dive right in. So I'll go over a little bit of who we are, and then a cohesive strategy that also includes, where SEI fits in the whole pie of your digital marketing strategy, and then some real world ROI. So if we look at what a cohesive strategy is, basically, your website is the hub and spoke of all of the wheel that is turning your online presence. So when we have SEO, what it is, it's long-term growth. It's going to increase your lead flow and capture that local market share. In our experience, SEO is the highest ROI of any sort of digital marketing effort. And unlike pay-per-click campaigns, SEO lasts for a long time, the lifespan of your domain authority. So all the work that you do for your search engine optimization and your visibility online will last for so much time to come, because it really is an impactful strategy. Not to say that pay-per-click campaigns don't have their place, or social media advertising, or social media posting, or online listings, but SEO is the real driver. So what is SEO AI specifically? When we're using, what we're calling SEO AI, it's really just an AI-driven approach to search engine optimization. So in the past, there's been so many different ways that people have done search engine optimization, whether it's keyword stuffing, what they now call black hat SEO, or link farming and backlinking, and or just pumping out tons of content. There's all sorts of different approaches, but how do we use AI to do that? And what we do is we use it for data analysis and automation. So that means enhancing keyword research, automation when it comes to creating content, and then technical SEO, how your website is performing, whether it has broken links, does it have the right amount of H1 tags, meta tags, is it mobile friendly? Does the user experience suggest that it's intuitive? These are all things that we can use AI tools to help with. So one of the real benefits of doing this is accelerated rankings. So what used to take months or even years for certain websites to rank higher in certain keywords, we're seeing that AI can really greatly accelerate that ranking. So, for instance, if a roofer or a plumber or a dentist or a nonprofit, in a new local area wants to rank higher for their keywords. So if we think of a plumber and we'll say, um, snaking services near me, or pipe replacement or leaks, leaky faucet. Those are keywords that people in their area would be searching that are very valuable to the business. So, in order to accelerate those rankings and be found for such competitive keywords quickly, is one of the great benefits of using AI for SEO. Another one is making, data-driven decisions. So if you're trying to, look at your SEO budget and figure out, which keywords do we really want to rank for, you can look at the data. The AI can analyze large swaths of data, of people's search habits, of the way that they are, interacting with the environment. And by using these data-driven decisions, they can also optimize their AI. Content optimization, I'm sure everybody on this call is familiar with ChatGPT, and you can go in there and you can prompt it and you can say, write me a website page on, plumbing services in Lake County, Ohio, and it will do that. And unfortunately, that isn't enough because Google has gotten smart and has even began to ding people for just taking AI words and AI sentences. It's already identified these things, and that's not necessarily optimized content, but it's a really great starting point. But the AI can also, using a tool that I'll talk about a little bit later, the AI can also make itself not sound like an AI to bypass this issue. So content optimization is something that's awesome with SEO. You can pump out so much different content, and by using the right tech stack and the right tools, we'll be able to really, really dial in some great optimizations. And then continuous monitoring. So these AI tools can do things that would take us hours and hours with so much manpower that we can now condense into an algorithm and an AI that's going to be able to monitor things for us. And if you have the right things to monitor when it comes to SEO, then you're going to really be ahead of the curve. So what we do is we have an AI-driven keyword research approach that we do, and we tailor it towards each specific situation. And what that's going to do, it's going to help us to create the content that we need to optimize with our tech stack. And I'll go over which some of the tools that we use and what they do. You also have predictive analysis with large language models, and that's where we're really kind of, going to look at consumer behavior. We're going to look at, search trends, or we're going to look at, future insights that could really help us create that content. And then ROI driven reporting is so important because we have to make sure that we're managing, these tools and how they're doing, and most importantly, is there a return on investment for all this that we're doing? So if we look at some of the tools that we recommend and what they do, ZimWriter is a really great go-to SEO writer. It's not available on Mac. It's only available on Windows, although there is a Mac conversion that you can make. There is a way around that works. And ZimWriter is the smartest SEO writer of any AI tool that we've come across. You can get extremely granular with its interface. You can really optimize keywords. You can make sure that you configure it so that it is not detectable. It's kind of scary, right? Because there's these softwares out there now that, specifically in like college situations when they're looking for plagiarism, these softwares can detect when something is AI. Well, a tool like ZimWriter has created it in a way where it's not even detectable as AI. So that is a great tool for SEO writing because when you're writing these different blogs or pages for your website, you don't want it to come off as AI to Google's algorithm. So ZimWriter is really a great go-to for that. Search Atlas is a software that's great for SEO reporting and tracking. So you can measure how those keywords are doing. You can see how these keywords are rising in the ranking and volume over time in the geographical areas that you're measuring. So that's a great tool. And this slide right here is probably the one that is the most important for you guys if you want to go and research these, and I'll make sure that you get a copy of this tool because these tools are all very pretty much affordable, and you could go in there and you can learn how to use them. Blaze AI is another great tool, and it's really great for multi-channel SEO. So SEO is not just condensed to Google and your website. Every social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, is also a directory for search engine optimization. So this multi-channel SEO can all be managed through the dashboard of Blaze AI. And what used to take incredible amounts of coordination and sophistication and manpower, you can now manage in one area for that multi-channel SEO campaign. ChatGPT is the one that most people are familiar with, and we use it for content writing, and I use it for miscellaneous purposes. It's definitely the one I say I would use the most, but think is the least sophisticated when it comes to SEO, or at least it's the one I use the least for SEO. But it is great for all sorts of miscellaneous tasks, and obviously is the pioneer. Claude is great for content writing. That's by Anthropic. Claude is a great tool for content writing. It's also great for code writing. So when we're looking at schema text for SEO, if we're doing some of those technical audits for that, we have found that Claude is a really great example of a tool that can really do that. Take it to the next level. And then VO, it's actually V0.
And I'll be up at the greenhouse for
Oh, I think
okay.
that's Random.
Yeah.
Hey, Random, um, VO is a great landing page builder. It's incredible how, when you're starting to do these SEO campaigns and you're doing long tail keywords, you really need a landing page that's going to have a lot of information in there that came from the stuff that you did with ZimWriter. V0 is a tool that requires no coding ability, no web development ability. You just need to go in there and you put in, you'll prompt it. And let's just say, for instance, we'll stick with the plumber. Let's just say that, in Eastlake, Ohio, they want to be known as a plumber that is really great at fixing leaky sinks. And we want to create a landing page that's going to have a very clear call to action and have these keywords in it, and then hit enter, and then you'll have a mobile friendly landing page that you can then stage on your website or stage on its own within that platform. And that's it's the best looking landing page builder I've seen. There's plenty of other ones out there, but this was the most user friendly and the one that you could deploy quickly. So in a matter of one day, like if you started in the morning with ZimWriter and started creating all of your content and then use Search Atlas to measure it, and then use Blaze AI to get that multi-channel approach, and then you could have a full-blown SEO campaign ready to roll out within a day. And I think that is something that is unprecedented that we're seeing in this field. So the net result of it is it's becoming increasingly, and that's why I'll go back to, the benefits slide here. So by being able to do all that, you're going to have accelerated rankings. So that's going to be very disruptive in the search engine optimization field, because what used to take months or years and a really concerted approach, you can now have some very disruptive ranking acceleration in a short period of time. And that's what I find very exciting too, is the people that use these tools and they use them effectively, they're going to be ranking high in the search results, relatively quickly, much quicker than it used to be, and then just the sheer amount of content that can be optimized through these tools. If somebody is really interested, I'd say if we're looking at these tools that I recommend here, Blaze AI and the V0. Those are two really great ones to check out. And of course, ZimWriter. ZimWriter, it used to be you pay $100 and you have it free for life. But they have raised the price. It's now $500. But that $500 for an SEO expert or somebody who really wants to take SEO seriously, that's $500 very well spent. And yeah, so that's a very brief overview of what SEO AI is, and I'd love to take some questions if anybody has any questions or comments. I'd like to hear from you guys.
This would be more from someone who's just a full novice and more so looking for my clients, not me personally. Um, what are some things I could be looking for as I'm talking with other small businesses as just like keywords that, hey, they should probably look into more SEO pieces?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a great question, Benjamin. I think it depends on the situation. So, if you're talking to local clients and let's just say they're in a home service-based business like a plumber, it's very important for their Google business profile to be filled out and optimized, them to be on all these different directories, correct name and address and phone number. Most people think of just like Google Maps, but there's actually hundreds of directories locally that are online that a name, address, and phone number could appear in. And that's part of SEO too with the directories. Also, I would look at their website and you'd say, what's the most profitable services that you guys perform, the ones that you want more of? It comes down to leads. Now, that's just the example of a local business. Let's say it's more of a national brand. Then you would want to start thinking about, creating all sorts of content for long tail keywords, as well as getting backlinks and press releases and all those different avenues for domain authority online. So yeah, I guess it really depends on the business. Did you have a specific example, Benjamin, that I could, kind of work with?
No, I think that helps. Mostly just like small local uh, business to consumer type businesses. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And with those businesses too, having reviews is so crucial for your SEO, good reviews, and having being on the Google Maps with an appropriate good photos and verification, and then having your website have those basic on-page keywords and schema text for that purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
What would be your first recommendation for a small business when starting out with SEO? What would be kind of the first approach to take or first
Mhm.
step?
Yeah, that's a great question too. And the first step is always kind of to do an audit and see where they currently rank and what they currently rank for. A lot of websites they'll will do an audit and report on them, and they're ranking for words that aren't even necessarily that relevant to them, or they're not that there's no ROI to them. So, for instance, a small business, let's just say they're like a manufacturing company and they have a very specific, like let's say, part or type of client that they're looking for, and in that space, long like serial numbers or long part names is what people are searching for. And so we would say, okay, this is what you want to rank for. Let's see how you currently rank for that, and then create a plan around that. So I think where a lot of particularly small businesses I think a lot of times they'll sign up for like SEO plans and they think it's like a commodity. And if I pay $4.99 a month, I'm going to get a certain result, and they'll pay the company and they won't really hear too much from them or anything. But what's really important is, coming up with what's your goal? What is it that you guys want? That's a great question to ask a small business. Like, what exactly is it that you're looking for? And if it's more business, then we need to drill down what kind of business are you looking for? What kind of clients are you looking for? And then when you drill that down, you have to say, well, what are they actually searching for online? And how do we capture that search? And that's where we pick those keywords that those people are actually searching for, and then start creating content and optimizations around that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Alex,
Yep. Hey, go ahead, Kelly.
how can you help a small business get over the fear that they might have of AI and having AI assist in this SEO and all of this important information that's going to be on their website? What can we say that will alleviate or allay some of those fears?
Yeah. That's a great question, Kelly. And I think that it's kind of the reality is it's here. It's happening and it's going to continue to happen. There's so many, similar to like when the car came out. When the car first came out, it was very disruptive. It displaced a lot of industries, like horseshoes, and there's all sorts of industries, whip makers, that they went out of business and then they pivoted and found a new normal. And I think that the fear should be more so not adopting it than adopting it, because it is going to, in my opinion, it's here to stay and it's going to continue to grow. And the sheer amount of possibilities, like you really don't want to be left behind. And that was part of like I had my own fear too, where I was, like, where is this going, and what's this, how is this going to, change our lives and everything. And it really depends on the business too, and so I would just say to them, like, you don't want to be left behind. And I know that sounds like it sounds kind of like gloomy, and because there's so much opportunity. It's kind of like a pioneering time too with the AI. There's an aspect to it where there's ability to be a pioneer. And I think the main message is, if to stay relevant, to stay ahead of your competition, and to continue to grow. This is a tool just like any other tool that has come into existence, and we're going to find a way to use it in those circumstances. So I don't think it's anything to be feared. I think it's just something to embrace, and that's just difficult for people, I think, sometimes.
That's great. Thank you.
Of course, great question. And that kind of brings up another point that I forgot to mention, but I think is important, and I hope more people talk about it, is the ethical approach to using AI. There are tools that you can use that will create what seems to be like real people, and those real people are creating ads, and you can have these people say things. So you want to make it so that people are using it with ethical purposes, because it can become, I think, um, I don't want to say scary, but you can use it for the wrong purposes, and it's important that we don't do that. To give you kind of a concrete example, I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show you this advertisement that I created using an AI avatar. So let's see if you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. All right, so this is an advertisement that I created. I'll show you the ad.
Does your pet have bad breath, itchy skin, or a sensitive stomach? It's not their fault, but it is fixable. Most pet foods and treats wreak havoc on their gut health, leaving them uncomfortable and you stressed out. That's why we created Ari's Pet Probiotics, packed with billions of healthy bacteria to support digestion, improve their coat, and keep their tails wagging. 1 scoop a day, fixes bad breath, reduces itching, boosts energy and immunity. Thousands of pet owners are already seeing the difference. Don't let your furry friend wait another day. Click the link, grab your first bag with 20% off with discount code I love my pet, and give your pet the happy, healthy life they deserve.
Okay, so this is something I've been experimenting with. Here's my script. I wrote this script here on the left, and then you can choose your avatar and choose your setting. And I chose a lady here with a dog, and that is an AI video. So, that AI video can now be used in advertisements on social media and TikTok and all those different things. And, that's where I go back to the ethical thing. It's like, I can't go in there and say, my dog uses it, it's an amazing product, and you should buy it. Because this is not a real person, right? I mean, it's a real actor because they have this library of 1,500 actors who have given their likeness away for you to use with their voice. But that's where it becomes, if I made 50 of these and said, buy my product, it works great on my dog, well, that would be extremely unethical because these people are not, using them. They're AI, So, and this is advancing pretty rapidly. I mean, I know if you look at it, there's parts of it that look good, and there's parts of it that look like it's clearly AI, but there's so many tools here and options. So that's another one that we're kind of working with too.
In a situation like that, Alex, do you have to have an acknowledgement that this is an AI generated ad or
Yeah.
not?
You should. And in fact, on the platforms like Facebook, when you are putting an ad out there, you're supposed to click a tab that says this is AI generated content when you post it. But that doesn't mean that everybody does it, and they're not always able to detect or catch it. So yeah, you to answer your question, yes, you should say that this is AI generated content, and that's it. So, oh, see you, Benjamin. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us. He just said, thanks for your time. I got to run. But yeah, so I think that they should say it, but they don't always say it, that it's AI generated.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yep. So many tools. There are literally hundreds of tools. That one was ARCADS, and we're kind of using it and researching it for advertising purposes. So that's where and part of the reason that that particular platform is able to be used without flagging as AI is because that's actually a real person. They have 1,500 actors who've donated their likeness to that you can use. And they're in all sorts of different situations, whether they're sitting on the couch, you can have multiple people, have a full-blown conversation between two people. And yeah, so it's interesting. Definitely interesting. So yeah, if nobody else has any questions, that was a quick intro to AI. And I think with the SEO and the search engine optimization, it's all about keywords, what people are searching, what people are typing into their search bars, and how are they finding businesses. SEO is extremely important. There are some good AI tools that can really help businesses grow. And in 2025, we plan on using them with our clients, and we're already seeing good results there. So, if anyone has any questions, they can reach out to me anytime, of course. I know Kelly and Rhonda and Madison, I know you all, so it's pretty easy for you guys to get hold of me. But yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alex. It was really interesting. I'm really glad that you presented this. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelly. It's great seeing you guys. I'm going to end the recording and talk to you soon.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care.